Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be doing my episode review for the most recent episode of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead, which premiered earlier tonight on AMC, of course. And as usual with all of my episode review videos, especially for shows like this one, please be warned that I will be discussing big spoilers regarding tonight's episode. So if you're not caught up on Fear the Walking Dead by this episode or a couple of episodes, do not keep watching or listening. If you are caught up, please keep watching and listening, as I hope you find what I have to say informative and interesting. You have been warned. That being said, by the way, hi. It feels like it's been forever since I've seen you guys. There has been a lot happening in the world of film and television lately. However, nothing too huge or too big that required, a video announcement or a reaction video. Obviously, I'm still doing episode and film reviews, so I'll be doing that. As well. But I just wanted to say hi because it feels like it's been a while, even though in reality it's only been, like a week or something? So, good to see you guys all again. This was a pretty good episode. I kind of felt like this was, and I hate to say it because, when somebody once asked George A. Romero, Mr. Romero, how come you've never directed an episode of The Walking Dead? He called it a soap opera with zombies. And I could see why he says that. I don't necessarily agree with him, but I can certainly understand why he would say that. I feel like tonight's episode of Fear was kind of the soap opera-ish one, because there's a lot of drama happening between parents and their children, and then reuniting with a long-lost love, or not long-lost, but you know what I mean. Flashbacks, shocking death, and with just not really too many zombies now that I think about it. Clamoring desperate people, refugees. But, you know what, it was still good for what it was. I still liked it. As soon as the episode opened and we saw all those people clambering the fence, like, oh, wow, that was fast. I mean, Alicia was right. It was like Madison lighting up the hotel sign was like telling the whole world, we're here, we're alive, come on down to the hotel. And it only attracted a couple people so far, but as we saw in that final scene of tonight's episode, it's continuing to attract people. And, of course, who should be there but Travis up front. Now, the one part I did have a little trouble believing was as they were opening the fence for him, when Madison told him, oh, he's my husband, he's my family, let him in. The trouble I had believing was that none of those people, or all of those people, weren't desperately pushing their way through the fence into the hotel. I mean, they're still clamoring there as, Travis squeezed his way through all of the people and reunited with Madison, and nobody bothered to storm or surge through the fence with all those people there. Maybe there weren't enough, or maybe they were all too weak to really push into the fence. I don't know. I just found that a little hard to believe. But obviously they did let them in. 43 people, apparently. That's what Andre said. 43 people. And I think the reason they were so reluctant to let them in was because of depleted and limited resources. But you got to make do with what you have in the apocalypse. What I did like about this episode was we saw a strain between Travis and Chris's relationship. It had been there for a while, and this episode was where it finally came to a head. Chris, I don't want to say he's necessarily going down a dark path. He kind of is, but at the same time, he is adapting to the world the way it is, where Travis isn't. And Travis, bless his heart, still has a strong streak of humanity in him, a strong moral center of right and wrong, trying to do the right thing. But then he's totally outnumbered by the elements of the apocalypse and this survivor mentality that now his son and their companions have. And so I wouldn't write Chris completely off, but he's definitely starting to remind me of the dark path Shane went down in Walking Dead. And he's not that bad yet, but he is starting to develop that mentality of, well, this is what you got to do to survive. I don't really feel bad about shooting that farmer. He shot my friend. He wasn't your friend. We don't know these guys. And, the guy only shot him in the leg. That's what really got Travis worried and upset with him, is that he showed no remorse for killing the farmer. Now, as a parent, or maybe if I was in that situation and Chris was my friend or my brother or something, I would probably feel just as alarmed, if not horrified. But, it's hard to say since, fortunately, I've never been in that situation. Maybe I will if the apocalypse ever happens. But it was definitely interesting seeing these two characters who are so close, and yet they grow apart so much in this episode. And what's to become of their relationship, it's hard to say, especially with only 2 episodes left of the season. Will Chris make his way back to the hotel and reunite with his father and family? Will he turn over a new leaf? Hard to say. What I am curious about is where Chris was, if he was behind his 2 friends who arrived at the gate of the hotel at the final scene of the episode. That's what I'm curious about. Oh, one more thing that at first kind of confused me, but then it made sense. When Madison revealed the truth about her late husband's death to Alicia, at first I'm like, okay, it's great that you're sharing your feelings and you're being truthful, but how is this really relevant to what's happening now? How does this apply at all to your current situation? And then it hit me, well, maybe Madison saw that Travis had kind of failed with Chris. She didn't want to feel like a failure with her own children or her daughter, so maybe she's trying to clear the air, and she's trying to keep Alicia close and keep her trusting of her as well. I don't know, something like that. But I just thought the whole bringing up the dead husband thing, the truth about his death, was kind of irrelevant almost, although I could be missing the point. I'm not sure. Well, what did you guys think of tonight's episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were there parts that confused you? Parts that excited you? What do you think of? What do you think is going to happen the next 2 episodes of this season? Hopefully, we'll see Strand back on his feet. Fingers crossed. And we'll see what happens with all of our characters. Please leave your feedback, your comments, and your thoughts down below in the comments section. Let's please be respectful and civil of one another's beliefs and opinions, of course. No trolling, no negativity of any kind. You can disagree with each other, just please keep it civil and respectful. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode review here on the EdWord. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more episode reviews like this one. Fear the Walking Dead premieres its next 2 episodes on AMC in the next 2 Sundays, so check your local listings for times, and check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. Alright guys, have a great rest of the night. I'll see you later, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.